I'm interested. I want to be interested. All right. The topic is the same thing when me I talk about. Me don't want to leave on a hanging. Me need to know what the problem with the government. Me want to know. All right. I need you to know the problem with the 80 people. I'm going to teach you today. So I'm going to educate you today. Because we have this narrative where we follow where we hear say. But we don't want to follow what the ear say. We want to prove. Ready now?
Our next story is about Haiti, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, a base for dozens of armed gangs who even forced their prime minister to resign. Haiti always seems to be in a state of chaos. It's been that way since it became independent, back in 1804. But maybe that's not the country's fault completely. A group of NGOs has gathered in Geneva. They're trying to form an independent commission to help undo a historic justice. They want France to pay a ransom that it took from Haiti back in the 1800s. The price it extracted for Haiti's freedom. How much money does the coalition want France to pay? Anywhere between 150 to 200 billion dollars. Here's our report.
Listen.
Have you heard of the term war reparations? It's a specific type of payment given by a losing country to the winner of a war. This has always taken place in history. Germany paid this to the victorious allies after World War II and after World War I as well. France paid this to Britain after Napoleon was defeated. War reparations are a way for the losing side to pay for the lives lost. This is how it has always been, the business side of war. But what if the roles were reversed? If the winner of a war had to pay the loser, even if the war was justified, if it was the morally right thing to do? We don't have to imagine that scenario. It's what happened to Haiti. Yes. And the country has been suffering for 200 years because of this. Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. It's a country in the Caribbean Sea. It occupies half of an island, Hispaniola. The other half is a different country, the Dominican Republic, where the people are, on average, 10 times richer than the Haitians. What led to this stark disparity? Simply put, France. Haiti was once a French colony, called Saint-Domingue. France filled it with sugar and coffee plantations, and slaves to work on them. By the year 1789, 90% of the people in Saint-Domingue were slaves, subjected to barbaric cruelty by the French colonizers. So the slaves rose up to break their shackles. They finally won their freedom from the French in 1804, after fighting for over a decade. The people even defeated Napoleon's armada, making a place for themselves in history. But the joy was short-lived. Napoleon was beaten in Europe as well. The French monarchy was restored, and they wanted their colony back. France sent another armada in 1825. 500 cannons were pointed at the now free nation of Haiti, and the French made them an offer at gunship point. Pay 150 million francs for your freedom, or we'll enslave and kill you again. Let's look at a contemporary comparison, the Louisiana Purchase. The US actually purchased much of the present-day South and Midwest from France back in the year 1804. More than 2 million square kilometers of land, about 77 times the size of Haiti. How much did the US pay France? 80 million francs, or $15 million. 21 years later, France forced Haiti to pay almost double this amount, 150 million francs. Now, obviously, Haiti did not have that kind of money. So France made it borrow the money from French bankers. There were banker fees and interest, which meant Haiti was paying off the ransom for 122 years. The final payment was made in 1947. That is when Haiti was free of the French debt. So how much do you think the total debt was worth? Well, that is a question that will be debated by a United Nations group, the UN Permanent Forum on People of...
All right. What do you think?
Wow, that's crazy.
Make sure you
Double,
see
triple.
them play a nasty game part yet them.
Yes.
Even though they win the bar, they make sure them bankrupt them so they could never rise above.
Okay. Okay. So it's a different way than war with them. Then war with them in the money route, the building route.
But that's the only way you can hit some of the pocket, you know.
How much years,
122
imagine
years.
20 years you pay off one bill? Come on.
Imagine what a
122.
wicked and all of the surrounding country them make it happen. Just because of black people did it.
So that is why 80 fall. And when we want to understand now, you see why the people are bitter?
Yep.
Because of their own culture.
And it's a rich piece of land.
You have to face reality because we Jamaican bitter to have our own culture of how people treat you and how people deal with it. Because just look how we are cuss a while ago and say one Jamaica, one Jamaica. That's why the people them junk and bitter towards them history because them know them should have better, but the world, them look panic say the world lock them out and know them they are suffer. And we check it out for, in other words, if, all right, put it this way, if them never pay for the land, then what would happen? We'd have an empty land.
Correct.
Yes. It worse because they would have no resources, nothing. It's a wrong deal, but they have to take that deal in order to survive.
Because them would have killed them off and turn whomever their slaves again, and it would be just keep on going on.
One thing I like with the people when you're teaching.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right, thanks. I was just on that for you listening in, you know what I mean? And when RT boss was just talking about what they did to the people in XYZ, borrow the money. It was the same thing that happened to Jamaica. The same thing. When Siaga was in power, he went to America and he borrowed the money from America. Jamaica dollars was a lot stronger than the American dollars. And for Jamaica to manage to get the money from America, they had to drop the value of the Jamaican dollars to be able to get the money.
I don't cut you, but do you know that Jamaica have electricity before America?
Oh yes,
Continue.
Jamaica had electricity, train, flush toilet, all these things before America. But at the same time, because Jamaica is a third world country, America took advantage, and Jamaica, up till today, they still paying off that debt.
Still paying it. And they collect more debt on top of debt.
Yeah,
That's what them keep you captive in, put debt power way.
exactly, because now look what the Chinese gone and done. They doing the roads. But Jamaica, they put the toll up. That's how they get the money back.
And that's why America don't want always a fight against the Chinese them because they don't want them stepping too much either because they have a way of go colonize people place, slowly, but they move
that's what they're
themselves.
doing. That's what they are doing to
All right,
Jamaica.
so Jamaican, mother, me like your energy because you're British, you know enough. So we're going to open my can.
No, I'm not British.
Yeah, well.
I'm a Jamaican, but I live in Britain.
Blood Jesus.
I live here now for 56 years.
But I understand. All right, listen to me I say too now. I want to make a speech before I play that video. Yeah. We're at school now, right? I'm going to start bringing that something more often. We have mix-up, we have reading, we have school. All right. Here with the school now. Anybody you're interested in Jamaican politics or Jamaican government, we have got 10 minutes of class and move on. It is not no PMP or Labour, right? It's going to be the Prime Minister. We're going to play two Prime Ministers to get information from the two of them. Now, this is what we want to know before we play the video so we know where we are going. All right. You have Edward Siaga and you have Manley. That's how it go.
Yeah.
Yes.
We not talk about PJ, kind of the young one. That's how it go.
Right.
Correct.
Okay, it was who you would have say away from Boston and the next man. Who you would have say the two main man them who take up Jamaica? You would have said Naman, you would have said Manley and Boston.
Manley and Buster, yeah.
Manley and Buster. All right. So you know you see I gonna ratings then. So you say Manley and Buster. All right. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how much time Siaga did in power during the time of Uno know? How much time Siaga get power in this whole politics time? 1 or 2 times?
I think it was 2. I'm not quite sure, but I think it was 2.
All right. Who was Prime Minister first before Siaga? That I want to know.
No Manley.
The same Manley, which is that two of them, you know.
Yeah, two Manley, and Michael Manley and What the other one they call?
Norman Manley. All right.
Norman
All right.
Manley.
The feisty one. The one with feisty will cause the problem with him in America. Him a who? Manley.
That
Michael Manley him.
Michael
Michael
Manley.
Manley.
All right. Him and all right. So who made it? All more ask you know. Somebody must know this. Who was in power before Siaga?
A Buster
Was it
Manti?
Manley or Buster? That's all I want to know.
A Buster. If me not mistaken.
And anybody can hear you, Bella. Anybody
A
know
Buster they
that?
down there kill off your Buster they down there kill off your Rasta them.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Somebody who said that, I'm not sure say Buster was before. All right, so people that say Buster. I'm not sure. If we don't sure Google, you know, we can't that school and say hearsay. So run go Google then to make it be easy. Somebody say sure. So you I never manly. Cause them is something I need to talk, you know. We're not
Buster,
talking.
Mr. Buster Manti.
All right. So after Buster, then Siaga and Manly. All right. I'm going to get to the point. I'm going to play a video. And this video I'm going to play is, we're going to start it off and I want everybody mute. First, I know someone going to take time leave because we don't like listen. But the one that will listen, I want to listen because we're not going to play the whole video. We're going to play part of the video and elaborate. This is what I want to know. I always hear people say shit, but I don't want people say shit. I want to smell the shit for myself. When I analyze and I read, I want to know what PJ do when him come in Jamaica, what Siaga do, what Manley do, to get an understanding because everybody has a prime minister. Me want to see who makes sense, who do better. So let us start with Siaga, with Manley, but we're going to do the Siaga part now. So I'm going to play that little video here. Everybody mute, please. I'm going to stop and we're going to elaborate, but listen to this. We are listening to Siaga first term in power. Most of we never born it, most of we are pitney, most of we no know nothing. But let's go down memory road a little bit. Mute. We are going down memory road. This is called school. Get used to it. Class in session. The video, you know, so.
Line up the financial support that we need for year one and to a certain extent for parts of year 2 and year 3.
Also, the foreign exchange budget for 1981 is to be increased by 27% over last year, with 44% more foreign exchange provided for food imports and 33% more for importation of raw materials. Confirmation of funds for the closing of the foreign exchange gap for 1981 to 82 came with a pledging of some $350 million from several donor countries and international institutions at a meeting held in Kingston, Jamaica on March 11th. The provision of these funds was contingent on assistance from the International Monetary Fund. On April 22nd,
Just listen, you know. One minute, so stop
an agreement totaling some $698 million.
We'll recall that last November, I indicated that the government had opened discussions with the International Monetary Fund for a 3-year extended fund facility arrangement. In a press release on April 1st, I informed the nation that the management of the fund had recommended such an arrangement subject to approval by the fund's executive board. It gives me great pleasure to be able to announce that the board at its meeting on April 13th approved the agreement. And in this connection, I have the honor to table Ministry Paper number 9 of 1981 containing the relevant documentation. This agreement with the International Monetary Fund has been characterized by me as a positive one. It does not contain any provision for, 1, devaluation of the Jamaican dollar.
Listen. Listen, I hear somebody say that earlier say them have to lower the Jamaican dollar. I mean, he want to listen where the Prime Minister.
Yes, that's exactly what I said. You listen.
All right. Cool, no, mama. And you said that, and him said the first thing I have to do is not to do. That's why I say I don't want people to follow here, say, listen.
Back on public sector employment. It does not contain any provision for one, devaluation of the Jamaican dollar. Two, cut back on public sector employment.
Does not, you know.
Or three, curtailment of specific programs. All these were features of previous agreements between the IMF and the government of Jamaica.
So, we are going at the video now. So, it is saying, when Siaga come in a power, money come left, right, and center. Reagan no send FEMA. This is when Reagan send FEMA and everything, all right. So, this is when we want to understand. People donate, America come out, money they on board when Siaga hit Jamaica. Listen.
The success of the government in securing both short-term financing and financing for the 1981-82 budget in such a short period of time is a significant achievement. But Prime Minister Siaga has emphasized that the nation cannot borrow its way out of problems. We must earn our way out of our economic crisis. In order to achieve real growth and development in the country, to create jobs, increase exports, and improve standards of living, there must be a massive injection of capital investment, much of which will have to come from abroad.
When I listen, I don't want to hear say no, this is not Siaga, say a history people
You're
analyze
listening.
about the whole of them and
Listening.
talk about it.
The new government, in a very short period of time, has succeeded in creating a good climate for new investment. A good rapport has been established with the local private sector, and the government has outlined the dynamic and critical role which this group is expected to play in the drive for economic recovery. The new climate of confidence has also attracted overseas investors. From as early as a few weeks after the elections, teams have been arriving in the island to assess the country's investment potential. Indeed, the response from both local and foreign investors has been very encouraging. Within the first 100 days in office, the government, through the Jamaica National Investment Corporation, the JNIC, the single agency designated for registering investment inquiries, received inquiries involving 114 projects, 47 local and 67 foreign, valued at $310 million. These projects range from garment and furniture manufacturing to fishing and cigar manufacturing. An example of the interest now being generated is the visit of a group of businessmen from Tampa, Florida. They met with the Prime Minister and local private leaders. It was decided to establish a hotline between Kingston and Florida to facilitate the flow of investment inquiries.
Listen to the name of the investor them. I the video this, but listen to the investor name, them
On
are
a
talk.
broader level, Prime Minister Siaga has himself been active in securing investment capital for the growth and development of our economy. While on a mission to Washington and New York in early December, Mr. Siaga called for the development of a Marshall Plan type approach to the social and economic problems of the Caribbean and Central America, a program similar to that which rehabilitated countries of Western Europe after the Second World War. He pointed out that inflows to this region were presently only $1.3 billion, and that if this was increased to $3 billion, it would significantly improve economic and social conditions. One of the significant events having a positive impact on our economy was the visit of Prime Minister Siaga to President Reagan in January. Mr. Siaga had the distinction of being the first head of state to be invited to meet with the new president. Foreign visitor.
In a year? So this is where we want the people to really listen, you know. We want to know why Manley did also have problem with Siaga. Because he was America boy. See, Manley was against Siaga and America policy. Siaga dead though, and look what we did in a 2024. We still have to itch up on America. So you see how America did a flood Siaga, to help Siaga, to make we win. People, the meeting of people, soon hear the man them call it. It was JP Morgan, Warren Buffett. These were people who invest in Jamaica. You hear the video man tell you say the climate of the election, when Siaga win the election, everybody come in. Because here was the climate of the election. That was Manley versus Siaga. But this is when Siaga win the first election. Manley never come in yet. This is not Manley time. This is when time Siaga just come in and win. These are the first good things him do for him to call on a scandal bag. In those days, him say go suck on mama then. But now him suck him mama we call it now, but him call it scandal bag. So that is why him did bitter so, because all of these money were when Manley win and the country did a growth, Manley did a use it in supplies, film, communist fuckery. And when the money run out and none never did it, I saw him that to go back, go bow down to America. Listen. School with it. It's soon done. That's our video, that's right. I'm the president, you might meet Reagan right now. Red carpet.
The president's invitation to the newly elected prime minister is not only that exists between the two nations, but also the importance Mr. Reagan ascribes to hemisphere relations.
And you know, I want to listen to this. I never hear no president away from big up Mama P and Portia. Mama P, Portia, and Barack Obama. That's the only president. But Barack Obama said it second in. But let me tell you, when we listen to other President Reagan talk about Jamaica, even though they're hypocrite, but when we listen to that speech,
The Prime Minister and his wife were formally greeted on the South Lawn by President and Mrs. Reagan, as well as by Vice President and Mrs. George Bush, and Secretary of State and Mrs. Alexander Haig. After the ceremonies, the two leaders conferred privately. They were then joined by government and business leaders for a state luncheon. There, the president paid tribute to his visitor.
let's go stop it at last part.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would ask that you join me in a toast to the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mrs. Siaga, and the friendship and alliance that are renewed here today, and the common endeavor to preserve.
I want to listen where the president say no. I want to mute. I want to listen where Reagan said the friendship and the thing were renewed. I just want to hear the word them were dropping at the excitement. Listen now. This is the important part of the video, nothing else. Where Reagan and Siaga say. Just listen to this now.
Tribute to his visitor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would ask that you join me in a toast to the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mrs. Siaga, and the friendship and alliance that are renewed here today, and the common endeavor to preserve the peace, independence, and freedom of this country. The Prime Minister in turn acknowledged
To protect peace and whatever, and renew friendship and whatever, you hear what Reagan say? So obviously things never right. No, so.
the importance of the occasion.
It has been a great honor for my wife, myself, and my delegation to have been the first invitees of your new administration to Washington on an official visit. As a nation, economically.
This is the message when I try to tell you, all I the message when I care from the video, all I want to say America never do nothing for we yet, or why America never help you. Show me a blood clot show when America come out for help we and a manly blood clot stop it, that me a blood clot say kai, but all I want to run come America, now I want to run go Canada. See when blood clot America did I run out for go no shelter, look how the fuck it up, and now after today everybody want to run jump fence and come a blood clot America. See when America couldn't be fence and water.
RT, blessed love.
Big up yourself, what you say?
All right. You make one little mistake. Well, not really you. Michael Manley was before Siaga. Michael Manley was having a good relationship with Castro at the time, and
Oh,
that's why they're bringing Siaga as a CIA to come stop him.
all right.
And then
So
and
that's
then
why, see, that's why, man, may agree to what you say. That is why Reagan say renew friendship because Manny was in first. Yeah, say.
yes. And then
Okay,
after that,
somebody confirm that by Google. Meanwhile, we listen because we don't want to run with. We don't want the teacher look like either. Because me don't know myself. So can we confirm it while we listen? Continue, my general.
yeah. So right now, I see him time when Bob dropped out. I don't remember if it was before or after Manley come back in a power for a second time or a third time. I don't remember if it was 2 times before Siaga, but we know him come in after Siaga took over 1980, and I know it was close to when Bob Marley funeral time there. I don't remember if it was before or
So
after,
it's
but
all right. So who was prime minister? Was Manny was prime minister when Bamali did?
before. Yes, no, me not sure. Me not remember all
Oh,
that.
that one
Right,
figure.
right another time that one election did go on. I don't remember if it was before or after, but I can remember because me live a Spanish town them time there. I remember when after that when me Castro from Jamaica, when
Oh
I build the
yeah,
Cuban school,
yeah,
right there's Brunswick Avenue beside Textile Christian School, right in the neighborhood there. I don't know if nobody there would know about
Okay,
that
so
year already.
yeah. But
you could be right.
fabulous,
Yes, Mama.
fabulous. Do you
Yes, Mama.
remember when Castro wanted Manley to join with him to become the what they call it communist country?
Well, me not sure if it was the communists, but me know them the tight. And
Yeah,
He's
because
correct.
It
and
Castro.
was
He's
that's why
correct.
communist
and
man because
all
Michael
right,
Manley was from 1972 to 1980, and
80,
then Siaga came in from
90.
1980 to 1989, and then Michael Manley came in again from 1989 to 1992.
All right.
so who Manly stay out there longer?
The
Manley
longest.
did, yes. I think Manley did about 4 term, or
And that is
3 term.
why we know better.
Yeah. All right. That's why Vernon Field is there, because America built Vernon Field. It was a closest point where if them have to go attack Cuba, them have a landing zone.